Hey everyone, this is Doug again. So it's been a hot minute since I've made a cooking video, and there was a recipe that I just recently came across that I really liked, and I really wanted to go ahead and share with y'all, and maybe even make a video off of it. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So what we're making today is a little thing called Hobo Stew. This was a recipe I found on the internet, and it's actually been really tasty. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so I've already done a lot of the prep work here, so let me just go ahead and angle. Well, first of all, let's just go ahead. So I've got russet potatoes, 2 cans of green beans. I've got some bouillon that's already dissolving in 2 cups of hot water. I'm going to add another 2 cups in a bit, but I used some beef bouillon for the beef broth. Then we're going to use some nature seasons, some garlic powder, and a chopped onion. And then in the microwave, I just got done defrosting some sausages right there. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to put you right there for the moment. Okay. Not a problem. Not a problem. So move some things around here. Okay. So, we're going to begin with the onion. So let me go ahead and move this around here. How to tell you're an amateur without saying you're an amateur. Alright. So, first we got the onion here. I've already gone ahead and removed the outer skin. So I'm just going to go ahead and chop this puppy up. Okay. Those little booties in the compost. Alright. So here we go. Gonna chop these up. Alrighty. Alright. Get through there. Then chop you up like this. Yep, alright. I need to do a little bit more dicing here. There we go. A bit more. That bit right there. Get rid of these little hairy bits here. Alright. Up a bit more. Alright, so in case I have any returning viewers, anyone who hasn't seen one of my videos in a while or anything like that, I'm chopping up these onions here. I actually went to welding school and I graduated a few weeks ago, and I'm now currently in the process of looking for work as a welder. But while I'm looking for a job, figure there's no reason why I can't try and break into the YouTube market and make some of them big old YouTube bucks. Hopefully, boy, that'd be kind of ironic, making Hobo Stew to make money. But anyway, alright, go ahead and chop this up here. Alright, chop up some of these more bits here. I find you want to make sure you get the onions nice and small. That way they spread out a lot more when you put them in the stew. Okay. And slice that one up here. Don't do this at home. don't do what I'm doing here. Chopping up with safety measures here. Okay. Alright. Chop them up a little bit more. Alright. Nice diced up onions there. Okay. Step aside real quick. Alright, got these onions all nice and diced. Right there. Lovely. Alright. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put these in the crock pot real quick. Okay. Next up, the tomato, or not the tomatoes, the potatoes. I've cooked so many tomatoes on this show. For all the 4 episodes I've got. Alright. Next up, russet potatoes. So we're just gonna go like that. Alright. Okay. So first we got them sliced up in these little discs here. And I'm gonna cut them a long ways here. Let's see if I can't get this line back up right there. Make that a little easier. Okay. I kind of like having the potatoes out in slightly longer strips, but you know, I mean, you know, you cut these potatoes any way you want, but I kind of like them a little bit longer because that just kind of makes it feel a little more substantial, in my opinion. Although, you know what? Let's actually go ahead and make these little diced up bits too. What I want to try this time is the last few times I've made them long ways, but I kind of feel like that drowns out the sausage bit. So I'm gonna, I think I'll just go ahead and chop these up here into little cubes. Alright. Oh yeah. Yeah. I think I'm gonna prefer doing it this way from now on. Alright. Chop it up a little bit more. And then, oh, that's already been cubed up. Alright. Chop these up a little bit here. Alright. Cutting up these potatoes here might take a hot second, but it's all going to be worth it. Because that's the thing about cooking, is that, you know, you come home from a hard day of work, and the last thing on your mind is, I don't want to stand on a hot counter and cook some more. I've been on my feet all day. And I can relate to that. I used to work a job where I was on my feet for, you know, or well, I wasn't on my feet for 12 hours, but it was a 12-hour shift. And when you're done with a 12-hour shift, you know, the last thing you want to do is more work. But that's kind of the beauty of this stew here, is that, you know, you might have to take some time to cook it, you know, like this. However, it should be noted that, you know, you can make a big old pot of this, and if you're a single guy like me, that one pot is going to last you for quite a few meals. It may not last you the whole week, but, you know, you might end up saving yourself a night or two where you have to cook. So, let's see here. Alright, still going good. Alright. So, we'll go ahead and slice this up a little bit. Slice this up too. The chopping part's really the only tedious part. The rest of it's just really just throwing it in the pot in properly measured quantities. Let's see here. How's my bouillon looking? It all nice and dissolved. Okay. Alright, that's bouillon with 2 cups of hot water in the bowl, and it's the 4 cubes that are dissolving right now. And then when I add it into the crock pot, I'm going to add another 2 cups of hot water, so that way that all evens out. Alright. Go ahead and keep cooking here, and then go chop it up like this. Okay, then we'll go ahead and, yeah, this will make it, because the last few times I've made it, the food bits that have been in there, like the onions and the potatoes and stuff, have been super chunky, but I'm gonna try and do this in a way that maybe they won't be super big, so that way it's not as cumbersome to eat. Because now that I'm thinking about it, you know, you don't want food that's too big for your spoon. You kind of want it all to fit nice on a nice little tablespoon. So go ahead and keep chopping that. Oh, are these potatoes in the way? These potatoes are in the way. Let me push that back. All right, looking all nice and good, sliced and diced, baby. Yeah. All right. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll put the recipe in the description, and then that way, if any of y'all find this to be appetizing, then y'all can make it yourself. Alright, still got a few more potatoes to cut here, but oh, that's gonna be good. This is gonna be a good stew. And it is a good stew. I've had it a few times now, and if there's one thing I have learned about this stew, is that it's especially good as leftovers. In fact, the last time I made this, I didn't even eat it right away. What I did was that I just waited for it to cool down, and then when I was done, I went ahead and I put it in some plastic Tupperware, and then I just let it sit in the fridge overnight, so that way all of the foodstuffs just kind of melted into each other. Because if you've ever had leftovers from homemade meals and you've had them and then suddenly it's like, oh man, this is even better as leftovers. Well, I think the reason for that is just basically, you let the ingredients all have a chance to soak into each other over the night, and then that's how you get, food that tastes even better. Because, the salt and the pepper and the garlic and the onions and everything has, had time to really mix and mingle and just, get all mixed up together. So, let's see here, do this and then go like this. All right. So this is a really good stew. This is probably one of my favorite recipes that I've made so far. And then I think what I might do later is make some pachanga, which is, another Chilean dish, which Chilean cuisine seems to be my specialty here, but that would probably be my next project. But for now, though, we're going to make some hobo stew, and it is so good. Especially, this stuff is especially good when you've had it on a cold night. Like, I don't know what it is about wintertime, but wintertime is when stew is like at its best. And it's probably just because, it's warm, it's got a nice broth to it, and it just, it just warms the bones better. Give me a nice little cup of lemonade here while I'm working. Delicious. Anyway, so this hobo stew, at some point I want to try and do some variants. I want to try and experiment with maybe a chicken variant. But I'm going to need to find some. I could probably use corn instead of green beans to go with the chicken. Oh, that actually sounds really good. You see, this is what's so great about cooking. You come up with other ideas while you're doing it, which is really, true of any kind of craft, really. The more you do it, the more you think about it, the more you analyze it, the more you start to realize things. I mean, it's that's just that age-old principle. The more you do something, the better you get at it. So, which is as true for my welding as it is for my cooking. Although I would probably say that, I'd probably say that my cooking and welding skills are probably about the same, because my mother, who has been a cook for many, many years, and who fed 5 children and a husband and herself on very small budgets. I mean, this was a woman that knew how to squeeze blood from a turnip. She has commented on how good this smells. Now, she doesn't eat it herself because right now she's on a diet, so, But as soon as she's done with it, though, because she's on that soda, state of the art, I think is what it's called. Anyway, she's on a diet. So is my dad, and they're at that weight loss portion of it. But then after they reach their target weights, then there's just maintenance, and that's when they can eat food, or their food options open up. So maybe I can slide them a bowl of this once they're down to the weight they're trying to reach. Which, to their credit, they're making it, man. I'll admit, I've always been a little skeptical of weight loss programs myself, just because I kind of feel like it's just the modern day snake oil salesman, but they're making it work, so I'm proud of them. Alright, go ahead and slash this up, slash this up. Ow! Dang it! I hate it when I drop ingredients. Especially because, you know, you don't want to put that in your pot if it lands, you know, wet side down on the floor. It's just, oh man. But I hate wasting food. But you know, sometimes this stuff happens. You just gotta roll with it. All right. Then we're gonna keep cutting up these here taters. After this, we got 2 more here in the bowl. Then we'll chop up the sausage, and then we'll get to the fun part. Stir up that bouillon a little more. I always like to say it with a little French twang to it, because I think bouillon is a French word, so I'll try to do it with a little nasally, you know, French bouillon. I love the French. I've got family that are Cajuns. All right, let's see here. I don't know if calling Cajuns French is a hot take or not, but you know, whatever. Anyway, here we go. Go ahead and slide that in there. And we got 2 more. I'm gonna see if maybe I can't get these both at once. Let's see if my knife play is up to par. Ooh. Oh yeah, baby. Gotta be careful, I almost nicked my thumb there. Alright. A little more. Okay. Alright. These are all lined up. 2 becomes 1. Oh. As long as you've got a good grip. They don't teach you that in math class, I bet. Okay. Alright. Alright. And then we go ahead. Alright, chop that up. Alright. Chop these up into little cubey bits here. And we're gonna chop these up too. Just because I hate wasting food and I want to use every part of the buffalo as long as it's edible and not covered in dirt and hair or anything like that. So, alright, here we go. Chop you up, chop you up. Alright. That's going good, good, good. Alright, and chop this up. Alright. Oh yeah. Okay. A little bit more. Be done with the taters. Alright. Now, well, I'll get to the actual cooking part here in a second. Right now we're just prepping the dish. And it's gonna be delish. Alright. Alright, so that does it for the potatoes. Now we're going to go ahead with the sausage. I'm going to go ahead and use 2 of these here sausages. And we can just put this 3rd one in the fridge real quick. Whenever you're cooking, clean as you go. Because then that way, when you're done, you don't have... I mean, you might still have a little bit to clean up, but you won't have as much as you would have if you didn't clean as you go. So, now, here. Whew. All right. I'll wash this off real quick. All right. All right. Put that back in this little nice spot there. Now we're going to use my meat cleaver. Go ahead and get this here sausage chopped up. I'm going to try and get these slices here to be nice and thin. So let's go ahead and get started. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Ah, yes. Nice thin little strips of sausage. Uh-huh. Nope, that was a little thick. That was a little thick too. Let's try and tighten her back up again there. Yeah, maybe a few little chunky bits of sausage won't be too bad there. The closer I get to the bend, well, this is getting a little tricky, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and do like this. Yeah. Ah. I love cooking knives. Because, you know, with cooking knives, the people who make them put the same kind of work into them that their ancestors put into making swords. So I'd probably say, you know, forget the Rambo knife. Get yourself a good kitchen knife when you go camping. Alright, let's see here. Alright. That's sausage number 1. Now for sausage number 2. Alright. Oh, this is gonna be so good. Y'all, you have no idea how good Hobo Stew is once it's had some time to marinate in its own juices. Oh man. It's too good. It's too good. And you know something? It's not hard to make either. I mean, really, I'm almost done with the hard part, just chopping up the potatoes and the sausage. Which, looking at this time clock, has been about 20 minutes. So, but that's okay. Because you know what? This way, if some of y'all do want to give this a try, you can make it alongside with me, and you can see the whole process. Alright. Cook it. Because, you know, really, this is kind of, I feel like this should probably, I don't know how entertaining these videos are going to be, but, I mean, you know what? If you're a single dude or gal or whatever, and maybe you don't fancy yourself as too much of the cooking type, I hope the videos that I make can, you know, give you some cheap, easy ways to make a meal that's still going to be pretty good. Because, you know, a good meal is one of life's few creature comforts that we all universally enjoy. And so, I want to help spread the joy. Alright. Oh yeah. Oh, I want to show you all this real quick, just kind of where we're at right now. This is how the stew's looking. And then of course we'll add in the other stuff here in a minute. But alright. Let's go ahead and let's see here, what's next. Alright. Okay. The bouillon is, let's see here. I think there's still a few little bits in there. Let that stir for a few more minutes. Alright, so we're done with the chopper. Wash off my blade here real quick. Got this off of Amazon. It's a cool little knife. I was watching some videos on there and I thought, yeah, you know what? I bet you a cooking knife would make for a good belt knife. And according to my brother, who served a mission in Argentina for a church, it's common practice to carry a steak knife or some kind of cooking knife on your belt. So I kind of went that route instead of some kind of field knife, just a cool little Viking meat cleaver that put a nice little leather wrap on there, kind of make it look a little more rustic. I like it. Anyway, alright, so let's see here. Alright, so the bouillon. Okay, still got a few, okay, I just saw a few little solid chunks in there, so we're going to let that cook let that sit for a few more minutes. We're going to go ahead, we're going to open up the can of green beans. Now, in the original recipe that I found, they said that they wanted you to partially drain the juice that this comes in, but personally I like pouring the whole thing in there because it adds to the broth. So I'm just going to go ahead and pour all that in. Alright. I'm telling y'all, making stew like this, you know, it takes some time, but man, it is worth it. Okay. Oh, did I not cut that all the way? I don't think so. Let's try one more time here. Okay, there we go. All right. Oh, yes. Okay. Now, before I add the rest of the seasoning here, let's go ahead and mix this up a little bit. See that? Okay. I'm gonna use, let's see here. I need a mixing spatula. This'll do. Alright. In there. You want to be a little bit careful because if you mix too hard, you can tear up the green beans, and that's something I'm wanting to avoid here. So do a little mixing up here. Alright, get that all nice and blended together. Come on, baby. Ooh, yeah. Alright. Okay, now, next, we're going to add bouillon. I'll just keep that right there. Okay. So, let's see here, let me just double check, make sure that's all. Oh yeah, that's all good and mixed up there. So, this is 4 cubes of beef bouillon in 2 cups of water. You know, go ahead and pour that in now. And then, oh, still a few little cubes in there, but you know what? That's okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and chuck those in there, because they'll just melt the rest of the way in there. So I'm not too worried about that. Anyway, I'm gonna let this water here in the pitcher heat up real quick, so I can add the last 2 cups of water, which I'll pour in this, which is about 2 cups worth of water. And then we get to what I call the Swedish chef portion of the recipe, which you'll see in a moment. So let's see here. There. Get all mixed up in there. Alright. This should be done boiling in just a second. It was already pretty hot before, but I'm just going to go ahead and heat that back up. Alright. Now, I'm just about done with all of this, so let's go ahead and add that in there. So when you cook this, you want to put this on low, and you want to cook it for 6 hours. But for the potatoes, I find that cook it for 5 hours on low, and then on that final 6th hour, crank it up to high, so that way anything that may not have fully got cooked through can get, cooked in properly. And then after that, you just put it down to a warm simmer if you want to eat it right away, or just turn it off so then that way it cools off, and then you can put this into storage for later. So let's go ahead and add the extra 2 cups of water. Hot boiling water. Okay. Alright. Oh, yes, baby. Oh. Any sense of romance I got left belongs to my cooking, man. Alright. Now, we add some salt and pepper. And this is what I call the Swedish chef version for Muppets. First you hear the bird, and then you hush the birdie bird. And then you take a little bit of the here you go. Man, I love Muppets, man. Alright, here we go. And this is here. The first. Alright. Now, because it's got some of the seasoning on there now, I'm going to go ahead and give it one more little upheaving scoop. That way everything mixes in a little bit more. And I mean, and again, that's why it's kind of better when it's a leftover, because you put the seasoning on top, but if you let it sit for a little bit, then everything just kind of homogeneifies and osmosifies and whatever scientific term is used for it, get mixed up good. All right. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put these away real quick, because remember, clean as you go. You save yourself much headache. All right. Hey, all right. Now, go ahead and show y'all the stew. And as y'all can see, that looks pretty dang tasty, if I do say so myself. So now we're going to begin the final part here. Let's see, are we doing good? All right, we just barely hit the 30-minute mark. I'm gonna go ahead and seal this up. All right. I'm gonna have to make a part 2 video on this because I don't know how to splice videos on my phone yet, which is, you know, what I'm doing this off of. Then go ahead, put you on low. Make sure, you want to make sure it's sealed properly so that way no heat escapes and that way it all cooks the way it's supposed to. And that's it. Got a nice hot crock pot of Hobo Stew waiting, and it'll be good in about 6 hours. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook this, and let's see here. It is 11:40 now, so let's see here, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. So at 4 o'clock, I'm going to come down here, I'm going to crank up the heat on 4 o'clock, and when 5 o'clock rolls around, that's when I'll turn this off, and this will be done and ready to store and cook. Although, I won't lie, I'm probably still going to take a bowl. Well, no, I actually, you know what? I will take a bowl of this once this is done cooking, so that way I can get that second part up tonight. But yeah, that's been another nice episode of Cooking with Dougie. I'm still trying to figure out a name for the channel, but actually, a coworker gave me a good idea once. Dining with Dougie. That might be what I start calling the show. Dining with Dougie. Anyway, stay tuned, and we'll be back.